Well, it's 15 minutes after 7. You're listening to the Sunday Morning Show on CBC Radio 1, 990 on your dial in Winnipeg. Well, we had a contest a while ago to go with the movie Vinyl, Uptown Magazine. I was one of the judges. And the winner, with his tale on his own addiction, was Tim Brandt.
Blues in the Vinyl Ward, or some of my vinyl collecting experiences. Everyone was coming to celebrate. It was going to be the party of the year, for me at least. It was 1989, and I was turning 33 1/3 that November 11th. But I was not ready to mourn the passing of the long-playing record. No, instead, I was set to remember and replay some favorite records. Our family had always had vinyl in the home when I was young, and I had grown up on strange story records like Tom and Jerry or the Pony Express, and even stranger musical groups like the gospel duo Paul and Bob or the Jesus Bluegrass of the Masters family. My teenage rebellion in the late 60s consisted mainly of sneakily acquiring LPs by the Beatles, the Monkees, and the Stones, and even more secretly playing those records when my folks were in church. By grade 9, my friends and I seriously discussed the grooves of Creedence Clearwater Revival, and in grade 10, my fanaticism had shifted to the Guess Who, and the hanging on every new LP, even unto the weirdness of Number 10 and the song Glamour Boy. In the mid-70s, I moved out, got a job in my own stereo, and thought I was in heaven. Then I discovered the stereo swap shop on Osborne Street. So began my addiction to collecting albums. Rock, disco, country rock, folk rock, blues, punk, reggae, new wave, and on into the heady sounds of the big music of the late 80s. It didn't matter. Going through all the bins every week, and all the trends that every new era of music brought, I loved it indiscriminately. ABBA and Donna Summer, The Band, Waylon and Willie, Emmylou Harris, Great Speckled Bird, Little Walter, The Ramones, Split Enz and the Squeeze, The Waterboys, and ZZ Top. I never burned any of it, and I still play Casey and the Sunshine Band whenever I need to get down. But the mid-80s brought CDs, and my addiction began to flounder. If there had to be mourning and remembering, with hand over heart, at my party that autumn in 1989, it might be mourning the days of exciting album cover art, or LP sales at the Bay, or all those oddities I traded away, and not buying that Keith Moon LP while he was still alive. But we would not remember with silence. The party house was decorated with a classy record-shaped poster with calligraphy based on George Harrison's 33 1/3 album liner art. We'd made record-shaped pins to hand out to guests, and a record-shaped cake was in the works. Another project in the works that winter was the production of the perfect tapes for our wedding social. I'd be my own music man. Folks coming to that 33 1/3 party all knew of my propensity to make theme tapes for my growing but alphabetically organized record collection. Tapes of rain songs, train songs, road songs, and shitload of blues songs were some of the products of my fantasy, the Vinyl Ward studio. I saw myself as a doctor prescribing vinyl for those with the blues. I suppose I imagined myself a new and improved Clyde Gilmore. From the Dictators' Go Girl Crazy to Jerry Harrison's The Red and the Black, I could spin some tracks and lay down my line of jive. That jive was getting dated now as progressive crazed cronies at the party called on me to play a CD. So I put on the Muddy Waters double LP set, Fathers and Sons, with the back-to-back versions of Got My Mojo Working. And I followed that with my ridiculous air guitar antics accompanying 10 Years After's Woodstock version of I'm Going Home. Then my partner brought out the cake, a shrunken, round blob, eerily resembling the hated CD. And this from the woman who'd come home to hear me playing Neil Young's Ragged Glory LP at full volume with its endless song-ending notes, and asked innocently, "Is this that jerk I hate?" Suddenly it looked like my marriage to my music collection could never accommodate our wedding. But the 90s brought aging and parenthood. My records take up one wall of our living room, and our two dual turntables, spun with love, are keeping us together. Next year, I'm going to be 45. Hey, that gives me an idea for a party.
Ah, indeed. Tim Brandt there with a little vinyl obsession tale, the winning entry in the contest in Uptown Magazine of a few weeks back.